Hey everybody, this video is to show you how to put air in your tire. Um, when you get that annoying air light on your dash, you might get a little freaky, you might get a little scary, and want to know how to put air in your tire. And maybe you're too embarrassed to ask somebody or do it. Well, hopefully when you Google search on YouTube, my video pops up and this will help you out. So you get that light. And on the later, newer model cars, you'll usually have an indicator here where it's pretty straightforward. As you can see, the front right tire is low at 28 psi. And so how these generally work is, I get the light, okay, cool. I need to go pull in the nearest gas station. Of course, these days, gas stations are, with that have the air machines are hard to come by. And if you do find one here in California, you're going to be paying, I don't even remember. The last time I used one of those things was probably a year ago, and it was like around 75 cents. So anyway, I'm pulling to one of those things, and all you basically have to do is put the air up to the tire, connect it, squeeze the handle, let the air go in, and it says here that tire low. I don't know if you can see that. Tire low, inflate to 36 psi. So the other tires are at 36. So it's pretty easy. Just plug in the hose, squeeze the handle, and when the air gets to 36 psi, the car will honk or flash alarms or something. It's definitely going to tell you that it's at 36 psi. So without further ado, we'll get out there and I'll show you how to hook that up. All right, so here's the front right tire. Generally, the dash said 36 psi, but how you want to make sure you know what the max air pressure is. So how do you find that? You look at the tire itself, and usually you'll see somewhere on here where the tire size is. Where you find this tire size is where you want to start. So 225 60 R17. Okay, great. And I'll follow that down until I get to that small print, writing, and then there is where it says max PSI is at 40. So generally speaking, you always want to fill between 5 to 10 below the max PSI. That always depends on where you live and where the ambient air temperature and pressure is. Like if you're in the desert and it's always hot outside, it might be a little different than when you're up north or in a colder environment. So you don't need to worry about any of that. If you have a later model car, it's going to honk the horn and tell you where you're at. If you don't have that feature, if it's an older car, play it safe. If your tire happens to be 40 psi, then just fill it up to 35. And on the gauge, this is typically what you'll find. You'll hook this up, you'll squeeze, and the gauge will pop out. And when this pops out, you'll be able to read like that right there would be 20 psi. And then as it goes up, 30, 35, 40, and so on and so on. Okay? So, all right, so I got my assistant helping me out, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So you get the gauge, take the cap off. So there, and we go. And we start right around 30 psi. Okay, the flashers are flashing. We want to keep going until we hear the horn beep at us. And as you can see there, we're getting about 32, 33 psi, 34, getting close to 36 here. All right, scared you?
Yeah.
All right. So after that honk, if there was more than just this one tire, then you'll go to the back right, the back left, and then the back front, or the up in the front. And there you have it. That light is gone. And we're reading 36 psi all around. Light gone. And there you go. So that's all you got to do to put air in your tire. I know it seems so basic, but so many people are embarrassed to ask, how do you check your tire pressure? When you want to check your tire pressure, you can buy a simple handheld gauge at like AutoZone or any of those types of stores, and basically just take the cap off, press it on there, and it'll pop out your reading. Um, but most people either forget to do that or don't think about it, and the only time you think about it is when you get that alarm. So now you know what to do. When you get that alarm, you simply just plug and let the air go in until it honks and scares you, like my assistant. He almost had to change his pants there for a second. But anyways, if you find this video useful, hit the like button, thumbs up, and I'll keep making more. My intention for these videos is just to show basic stuff that most people don't think about or maybe don't know how to do it, and then they are too embarrassed to ask, like changing oil or any of those types of things. See you next time.